Entering into 2022, the consensus among much of the real estate industry was that the spring housing market and the industry's peak season would be a bit less frenzied this year. After all, it couldn't get much worse than 2021 spring housing market, when over 70% of home listings saw a bidding war, right?
Unfortunately, for would-be home buyers, that conventional wisdom has shifted. Not only does the spring housing market look like it'll be red hot, but there are also chances that this will go down as the hottest home buying season ever. Already bidding wars are already picking up again.
So today we have a special treat for you. We're going to bring to you and feature one of Atlanta's prominent real estate agents in commercial and residential real estate.
On this episode of the Caribbean Network.
Back to the Caribbean, take me. Back to the Caribbean, take me. Back to the Caribbean, take me. Back to the Caribbean. The place feeling nice and breezy, yeah. The vibes feeling cool and breezy, yeah. I feel a cool breeze, a nice breeze, fresh breeze, Caribbean breeze.
Welcome to the Caribbean Network, where we highlight Caribbean-owned businesses here in the Metro Atlanta area.
Today we've partnered with Carib Lingo Clothing to bring you today's episode.
So today we bring you another Caribbean talent by the name of Mr. Jamie Davis, commercial and residential real estate rock star. Brethren, how things?
What's good, boss? What's good? Happy to be here.
Yeah, man, definitely. So we're moving right into it. Sheklin, hit him one time. Let's go.
So Jamie, tell us about yourself, tell us a little about your roots, and tell us why you decided to follow the path of entrepreneurship.
Okay. Yeah, Jamie Davis. I'm originally from Nassau, Bahamas, so I got a rep for the 242.
Boom.
But I've been in Atlanta for, I guess, about 16, 17 years now, which I think is one of those fun facts where it's like, being here this long, definitely kind of learned a lot about the city, got comfortable. So I'm like, really, I think real estate was just kind of naturally gonna happen there. But I really ended up in this career on like an entrepreneurial path, all by chance. Didn't do anything in school for real estate initially, was studying economics, took an urban economics class. And then that kind of really got me saying, okay, this is the portion of the subject matter that I really like.
Okay.
So it was at that point I decided, hey, you know what, maybe I should kind of go down this road. So I just started off doing like property management. And it was like, I did like a ton of different things around the real estate field to ultimately end up here.
Okay, cool. So coming from the Caribbean, right? And as a child, we always had dreams to become certain things we aspire to be, right? What did you want to become when you was living back in Bahamas? Like as a child, what was, hey, when I grow up, I want to be this, and be specific in when you wanted to actually get into real estate. What triggered that light bulb?
Got you. Now, so the funniest thing is when I was like a really little kid, when someone asks what did I want to be, I would tell them I wanted to be a garbage man. Just because that seemed like it was the most fun job at the time. Think about it. You riding around on the back of a truck and you hanging out. Like that was the job, right?
True.
But after I kind of, I guess, I grew a little bit older and realized what that job entails. I decided I would have to kind of make a different route. I would have to go another route. But it was like, I just remember when I was in high school, I didn't know what I was going to do to kind of fill the time. I didn't know what I was going to do after college. Wasn't sure exactly what I wanted my major to be.
Right.
But it was one of those things where I just knew at the end of the day, I'm going to be working for myself. It was like, I knew I was going to, I guess it's kind of like cliche, but I was like, I'm going to be a boss.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to become a self-made boss.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know, because I know you a couple of years now, so at Morehouse, what triggered that getting into real estate? Did going to Morehouse trigger that or not?
Yeah, it actually did. And I think that's just one of the things where it's like, sometimes people say, hey, undergrad or college is like not necessary, which I think is true.
Yeah.
It's not an absolute must, but when I think about leaving home, coming into the States, seeing like, you know, like such a wide variety of jobs, it's one of those things where you get exposure to things that you didn't even realize, like, okay, how lucrative this is.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
Like, I think it was one of those things where being at Morehouse did kind of trigger it. It did kind of cause me to become exposed to different things and take this route.
All right, cool.
The Atlanta Realtors Association released a report on its residential housing statistics for 11 counties in the metropolitan Atlanta area. So this report, it was compiled by the first multiple listing service covered by like a few major counties like Fulton, Douglas, Henry, Clayton. With your knowledge of the current market and housing demands versus housing prices, which would you say would be the current counties that you'd purchase in?
That's a good question. A lot of times, like if you're asking like me personally, I look at like whatever city, county, area, even down to the neighborhood. I always kind of tell clients, okay, like it's all going to be based on your lifestyle choice. Like for me, I'll use myself as an example. Like I'm someone where it's like, okay, cool, I want to be around like a lot of different, and I want to have things really close, convenient. I like green space. I like outdoors. So like me, I'm living in an area that's just like next to the Beltline, because that's kind of like what's important to me at this point. So, you know, whereas if you're someone who cares about, okay, I want a big backyard, then I would kind of recommend someplace further away, like I guess outside of the actual Atlanta, but still in the metro Atlanta area.
So what county would you tell family members to live in than single people?
Even that's kind of like such a deeper question, because it kind of like, one thing I'd say, like certain counties in Atlanta are huge, like Fulton County, for example. Like yeah, stay in Fulton. Fulton will kind of get you in the city of Atlanta, but then Fulton also expands past the city of Atlanta. Like say for example, a lot of people don't realize that Alpharetta, even though it's so far north and, you know, like well out of the city, that's still Fulton County.
And they usually call it like North Fulton, right?
Yes.
And then you have South Fulton as well, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So in 2022, from your personal perspective and knowing about real estate and the market, do you think it's still going to remain a seller's market, and for how long do you think?
I do think it is gonna, I guess, still be a seller's market. And one of the major factors in that is just demand.
Right.
You know, and I guess I'm really comfortable with talking like supply and demand. Just because of
economics.
Exactly. But like as long as there's, you know, like I guess a high demand and limited supply, things are going to be favoring sellers in this market.
Okay, cool. That sounds good, bro.
What critical factors would you recommend to future homeowners buying new homes or their dream home?
Well, I guess one thing I like to do whenever I meet with my clients, especially for the first time, I have like a full questionnaire, and it's pretty in detail. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to be working with you, you know, we're going to be working together.
Right.
And as much as I hated doing this back in the day, I have to give you homework, you know what I mean? I know how much I hate homework, but the thing is, I guess I feel like a parent, because it's like, hey, you know what, this I understand you may not want to do this, but it's going to help both of us.
Yeah, it helps fulfill your service.
Exactly.
Right.
But no, it's just like certain things, even if we don't go through like the full questionnaire, I say, hey, answer the ones that are most important. Things I want to know is like, okay, size, backyard, if that's like a big, that's important. Definitely the style of the home, because, you know, sometimes someone says, okay, I want a townhome. Some people may say, hey, I want a ranch, just because, hey, I don't like stairs.
Right.
A basement is a must, you know, if they have pets. Fenced in backyard would definitely trump different things. So it's not one, I wouldn't say I have like a cookie cutter or certain things that I would recommend. It really just comes down to how well I can tailor your searches based on what you're looking for.
Okay, sounds cool. That's a lot. I like that homework aspect though. That is critical. It makes you deliver the best service you can to your client.
Exactly.
You know, so like in any creative endeavor, ingenuity and adaptability are critical factors for sustaining business in a high competitive industry, right? What do you think are some of the changes in your industry and how it's going to affect the industry in the future and also now in the present?
Man, with this, I guess, and I'd say that, you know, with like everything, especially I feel like with technology being as advanced and, you know, changing as quickly as it does, and I feel like this is it's been the answer for so long.
Right.
But just like with everything else, I feel like social media is definitely having like a huge input I even find myself looking on like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and it's just like housing or like just like real estate.
Yeah.
Where you're just seeing these things, that's nice, you know?
Yeah.
So I would definitely say that's like one thing, but like that, and that's maybe more so from like the social aspect.
Yeah.
But I would say technology, you know, again,
across the board,
having like a big change, and just because we're seeing certain disruptors, as we call them in the industry.
Okay.
When we're looking at like iBuyers, like Zillow, or you know, like any of those larger companies that can say, okay, we're going to kind of change the way we do this. Even, and even like with those companies purchasing the home, that still kind of has a huge effect on supply and demand.
Oh, okay.
And then, but it's not to say that it's all bad. There's certain other, I guess like, I would say companies where they coming in on the finance side of real estate, where they would, you know, they're assisting people that may not be able to buy or may not be able to qualify now.
Right.
They would help you with down payments.
Okay.
And what you're going to be able to do is still rent there.
Yeah.
But they're going to purchase the home. You may pay a bit more than you would rent, but at the end of the term, you're going to be able to kind of like move in and you know, like purchase the house from them. So they're helping you with your down payment during that time. But it's just so much different things. But overall, give it the short answer: technology.
Okay, definitely. All right. Jules, I didn't even know that. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
So your upbringing and heritage shaped your values, which formed the foundation of many aspects of your life. Can you like tell us how your Caribbean heritage and upbringing influenced your decisions relating to real estate?
That's actually a pretty good one. And it does in many ways, of course. Like one of the first things I always think about is being able to kind of talk to people and, you know, just kind of like addressing people with like certain, you know, with enough respect. Basically. Yeah. Like everybody deserves a certain level of respect just off brick one, right? So it's one of those things where, you know, like growing up in the Caribbean, like we big on respect. Like
even have to say good morning.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So that's like one aspect where it's like, but another one is I think being coming from a country where tourism is our #1 industry, we also kind of appreciate the value of good service. Like top-notch service is like very important. So that's something that I try to kind of make sure that I give to like all of my clients across the board as well.
Okay, sounds cool. So, you know, coming from the Caribbean and living in America now, right? There are certain circumstances and situations that are inherent of growing up in the islands. Name one unique thing about growing up in a Bahamian household?
Oh man, just one, huh?
Apart from Johnny Cake.
No, it's Johnny Cake.
Oh, I messed that up. Johnny Cake, sorry.
Now I'm hungry. That's one y'all know. I feel like you owe me some sauce and Johnny Cake after this, just for the record. I hope your schedule is clear. But
I got you.
But one of the things, I think the most unique thing, but honestly, I don't know what I was gonna say before, but right now I'm only thinking about the food. I think I probably had a much better answer before, but now I'm like, yo, boss.
And
like,
for the viewers, if you did not know, Jamie loves his belly.
It's true. This is true.
Cool. So food stands out. All right. So me having friends in the Bahamas, such as yourself, and from college and stuff, when I go down there a lot, they always encourage me to eat a lot of conch salad, right? So could you talk about like growing up in your household and seeing your parents prepare conch salad and stuff?
I mean, conch salad is one of those things where we would prepare it like at home on occasion.
Right. Okay.
I would almost describe it as like everyone's go like fish fry, arawaki. It's a few different places where you could go. You know, like Port Esteem, just go get like I'm from Nassau specifically.
Right.
So I'm gonna probably be a lot more Nassau centric.
Alright, cool.
But it's almost like everyone could do it. Everybody could kind of like prepare it. It's a really simple dish to prepare, but the level of skill that these gentlemen and ladies on the dock preferably prepare it with is almost like a certain level of showmanship.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't compare it to like hibachi or anything like that. Right. But I'm just saying, y'all need to watch these people prepare it out there like in like live in real life. Some of the other things that I do like remember seeing like preparing a lot is just gonna be like, you know, like. And you know what, this is a controversial topic, so I have to say this, I gotta get this off my chest. And I think you're gonna agree with me on this one, so I'm gonna shake your hand in advance.
Alright, cool.
You may not, but just for the record, it's peas and rice.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
I'm lost. What just happened?
Alright, So let's say I'm looking for an apartment. I'm one of your clients looking for an apartment, looking for a condo, house, whatever. But right now we're in a condo. Take me around like how you would do paying client. Okay.
I mean, when we're walking in, I'd probably just, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure all the lights are on just so you can see
Exactly.
as best as possible. And then I tend to kind of like just go through a sweeping motion, so I address everything as we walk past.
Okay.
First thing I'm going to highlight, half bath over here.
Okay.
And this is important just because, okay, entertaining.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, you don't want anyone having to kind of like go through
In and
that
out,
whole
yeah,
look.
gotcha.
So that's going to be one of the first things. We'll come up here some. Next thing we're going to do is highlight the kitchen. Yeah, and in highlighting the kitchen, it's like certain things that some people may find very, like, you know, more valuable than others.
Right.
So for example, gas stove.
Okay.
You don't find it as much, but I find in my experience that people that are used to cooking on gas stoves hate switching back to electric. So this may be something that's a huge win for someone.
Right, might be a
Whereas
selling point.
Exactly. Other
Yeah.
people may not care whether it's gas or electric, but it's just being able to kind of find, recognize, and highlight small details.
Okay.
Also the fact that it's like stainless steel furniture kind of gives the kitchen a nice modern, sleek look.
Okay, cool, nice.
And I guess in most homes, I feel like this is one of the areas that I tend to highlight the most. They say there are two areas that really sell a home, and that's going to be the kitchen and the master bed and bath. They say those are the 2 points that sell a home. But I feel like the living room, this is the area where you actually live and spend the most time.
This just sold me.
Exactly. I mean, come on, you know, you're here for the views.
But yeah, no,
And then another thing that I always point out along with the view is just the natural light. That's something that a lot of people take for granted because you can always kind of close the window, but if there's no natural light, you can't bring that in, you know what I mean?
yeah, and right now with inflation going on, more natural light, less better electricity bill. You know?
Exactly. You know, I mean, at this point, I'm ready to start some indoor farming, man. I've been growing some spices, some thyme, some, you know. And here we have the master bedroom.
Right.
Which I think, I know when we were talking about it earlier, I highlighted as like one of the major selling points. Just because everybody always thinks, like, no one really cares about the other bedrooms, even though they are important. Let's say, for example, most of them, they're probably for kids who don't pay mortgage.
Or guests coming in the town.
Exactly, who you don't want to stay for very long. You know, there's a lot of different strategies we can employ when, you know, speaking about the home buying process. So. But the master bedroom, this one specifically, I think one of the highlights I would always bring out is the view. And also the fact that it's a balcony off of the master bedroom as well.
Okay, cool. Master bedroom where the magic happens, right?
Exactly, this is where it goes down.
Boom.
Basement.
Boom. There you have it, folks. An amazing condo we just took a look at. Now we out here at the pool area, the deck area. We want to thank Mr. Jamie Davis, one of Atlanta's most prominent commercial and residential real estate agents here in the city.
And you know we never like to leave anywhere empty-handed. So on the behalf of the Caribbean Net Worth and our sponsor Cariblingo, here's a small token of our appreciation.
I recognize my boy Fudgy on the front.
No.
That's my guy.
What we got?
And everything.
I know, naturally.
Naturally.
I'm rooting for everyone behind me. And
Ah,
West Indian.
Appreciate that, you know what I mean? Because you don't know we eat the Johnny
Cake.
Boom.
All right.
Thank you. So we eat the Johnny cake and we eat the conch and drink the calic.
See, you already know.
Yeah, I've been down there. So, Jamie, here at the Caribbean Network, we have a slogan, and our slogan is "Your network is your net worth." How does that slogan impact you, and would you say impact your business in the future?
And it's actually something that's very important to me, both professionally and personally. Like I just kind of thrive. definitely kind of like peg myself as a connector.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I mean that for like on both sides, personally, professionally, just because I'm always down to kind of connect people with people that I think are other good people if they'll get along, if they have common interests, if they're friends.
Yeah.
And for me, on as far as business goes, networking is probably the most important thing I can do in the real estate space, because you know they say it's not what you know,
It's who you know. Yeah.
So I think that's very appropriate, and you know I may kind of start stealing that and kind of sneaking that you know good old slogan of mine now.
Hey, just give us a plug.
Give us credit where credit is due.
I got
Thank
you.
you.
See there. Co-host done.
So Jamie, tell us where the peoples can find you, social media, website.
Oh no, where you can find me?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yo, like I'm outside. No, I'm kidding. But now you can find me. My Instagram tag is at Operation Home JD, and my email address is gonna be jamie@operationhome.com.
There you have it, folks. Make sure you link him. If you need a house, link him.
He got the link. Alright guys, so to my boy Jamie, I would like to say, bro, on behalf of the Caribbean Net Worth, we would like to thank you for hosting us here today at this beautiful, beautiful residence.
No problem at all. The pleasure was definitely mine. I was happy you all was able to come out and take a look at it with me.
Boom.
You can find us at thecaribbeannetworth.com, also on all social media platforms at The Caribbean Net Worth. I'm Shekinah.
I'm Benzo, and we are your hosts for the Caribbean Network.
And now, it's time for the Cariblingo Word of the Day.
So now it's time for the Cariblingo Word of the Day. A little bit different vibes, like poolside, vibes outside, sun is nice. So yeah, Word of the Day.
Today's Cariblingo Word of the Day is hard ears.
So hard ears means stubborn, unwilling to take criticism, unwilling. You always want to fight, yet hard ears.
Me, that's a me. Sorry, can't help it. Countries that normally use the word hard ears or the phrase: Guyana, USVI, Jamaica, and Barbados.
But you know, in Trinidad, we just say, your head hard. Your hard head. What do you say in the Bahamas?
Yeah, no, we say the same thing.
Hard head.
Yeah, hard head.
Yeah. Okay, you don't listen, your head hard, boy. Why you so thing? Yeah, all that. So guys, that was the word of the day. Hard ears, right?
Yes.
Boom. So guys, check it out. If you have a word that you want to be featured in this segment, send us a DM. Or if you use the word hard ears, drop your flag. Cariblingo word of the day. We out. Boom.
Take me back to the Caribbean. 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 The place feeling nice and breezy. Yeah. The vibes feeling cool and breezy. Yeah. I feel a cool breeze, a nice breeze, fresh breeze, Caribbean breeze. Gotta get away, yeah. Oh yeah, I've been locked in, tuck away, yeah. Gotta get loose, gotta break free, yeah. I need to feel a West Indian breeze, yeah. I gotta fill up on my culture, reconnect to my structure. Feel that energy, that love, that rush ya. Rejuvenate so I can get you more substance. Take me back to the Caribbean. The vibes real nice in the Caribbean. Every day I need a slice in the Caribbean. Ain't nothing like life in the Caribbean. Take me back to the Caribbean. Take me back to the Caribbean. The place feeling nice and breezy, yeah. The vibes feeling cool and breezy, yeah. I feel a cool breeze, a nice breeze, fresh breeze, Caribbean breeze. The place feeling nice and breezy, yeah. The vibes feeling cool and breezy, yeah. I feel a cool breeze, a nice breeze, fresh breeze, Caribbean breeze.